Hey everybody, this is Lorelia and I am coming to you with a new video. Want to talk about vendor credit. I'm trying something new. So, so please bear with me if you see me looking down. I'm trying to see how this new setup is working that I am trying. It's allowing me to be on multiple platforms at one time because it allows me to connect with other people and talk about the subject at hand. If you see the title, Why Vendor Trade Lines Will Never Get You Any Business Credit for Real Estate Deals. And so this video, I'm going to really give you the truth and I'm going to break it down on why it doesn't work. And for some people, they are probably going to think that I don't know what I'm talking about. And let me explain. Um, all over the internet, many individuals will share with you that the best way to build business credit, whether you want to leverage it for real estate or start a business, is that this is the road. So the road that they tell you is you have to uh, create vendor trade lines. Those are the net 30 accounts. Then from there, you'll get store cards, which are usually the Amazon, Staples, Home Depot, Lowe's. And then from there, you will get the cash and credit lines. And let me explain to you why that is a should I say a way that people go is because it's simple. And what do I mean by that? If a person is at a place where they know their personal credit is challenged. I'm not going to say bad. I'm going to say challenged because I really, hey, how you doing, Milton? Because I really don't want to uh, really say what's bad credit, what's good credit. This video is not for that. With that being said, so if a person has challenged credit, um, and they know they don't have the most favorable credit to be able to do what it is that they want to do with their credit, it sounds good that you mean to tell me I can totally disregard my personal credit and focus solely on my business credit. And the way to do that is the first thing you tell me is to get some vendor trade lines. Now, if anybody has ever tried to get vendor trade lines, those are the net 30 accounts. Don't let the vernacular confuse you. People will call them trade lines, vendor trade lines, net 30 accounts, same thing. And so a lot of times when you establish these vendor trade lines, they never ask you about your personal credit. It's just a matter of you buying an item and they'll bill you in 30 days. And of course, if someone told you, okay, this is the way to business credit, you're going to do the right thing. Hey, Martin from Detroit, how you doing? And so you're going to pay those net 30 accounts on time. Now, once again, the person knows they have challenged personal credit, but the reason why they believe this trajectory will get me to where I want to go, which is the cash and credit that I can leverage to invest in real estate or to invest in my business, I believe this is the right way. And I'm going to tell you why. Like I said, I'm going to uncover some things that you probably didn't know. The reason why it sounds salacious or it is salacious or it sounds logical is because you get an immediate result. A person who has challenged personal credit, but they have the want and the desire to get business credit because they want to invest in real estate or they want to use it for their business. And they go and get those vendor trade lines and it's like, da-da, something's working. So now the brain, the mind is telling them, this works. This works. This is literally going to get me to where I want to go, because ultimately no one wants those BS trade lines. Let's be honest. Nobody wants that stuff from Uline. Nobody wants that stuff from Granger. No disrespect to the stores. It's just that no one really wants that stuff, because what they're really trying to do is get to cash and credit. But I was told that I have to build vendor trade lines to get business credit for my LLC, for my business. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after you do that for some time, you realize that you're still not where you want to be. Because the person who is on that road to build business credit, at the end of the day, they are trying to get cash and credit trade lines. The vendor track will never get them there. And now I'm going to break it down to you why it's not. It is easy to tell someone, just get some vendor trade lines. Then from there, you're going to get you some store credit cards. And then from there, you will eventually get to the holy grail, which is the cash and credit. But of course, the business owner is wondering, well, when? How many trade lines do I need to get? And so what I want to share with you, ladies and gentlemen, that is a very long road. Will it eventually get you there? It may. But if I'm a business owner and I know that I ultimately want to be able to build business credit on my own, and when I say on my own, meaning the business itself is the legal entity, and I want cash and credit, why am I wasting my time with that vendor trade line stuff? And I know everybody and their mama is saying the same thing, so it gotta be right. But then people will come to me and say, well, Aurelia, how is it that the people that you work with, if you look at my last video, business owner, no vendor trade lines that I've helped him build. Now, I don't know what he may have did on his own, was able to get pre-approved between 45 and 90K. And we're not doing the rigmarole of what people teaching people online. Because at the end of the day, that's not what the real world, and when I say the real world, the world of people who are leveraging credit to be able to invest in real estate and business, no one is doing that. And that's why I'm a very big advocate of leveraging your personal credit. So if a person is telling you that you yourself have a business, your business has no income, you ain't even generated $1,000, $100, $10 in your business, but for some reason that business is going to be able to get cash and credit of 10, 15, hey, thanks for joining me, Randy, 10,000, 15,000, and you don't have to leverage your personal credit, they are lying to you. They are lying to you, because there are no lenders out there who are gambling with their own money, lending you money, and you have not been a good financial steward of your personal credit. So when you wonder, well, how is it that a person is able to skip all the vendor trade line stuff and go right into funding, which is what a lot of what I do with my clients. We don't spend time on that BS vendor stuff. is because there's something called stated income when it comes to funding. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there are lenders out there that have stated income programs. Thank you, Randy. Glad you agree. Stated income programs, this is how it works, ladies and gentlemen. The lender will ask you, what is your income? They're not even going to verify. Now, they may in the underwriting process, if they see something wrong, and that's why I never like using bad or good credit. I always say your credit profile. Now, when you're going through the pre-approval process, when you're going through the stated income um, uh, process of getting funding, the lender is taking your word as bond. What you say you earn as an employee, or if you're a W-2 person, they will take what you say as truth. If you're a business owner, they'll take that as truth. Doesn't mean that during underwriting will ask you to verify. But with that being said, the other component is your personal credit. Let me explain to you why. Okay, thank you, Araya. Randy said it's based on what you make. Yes. So Randy seems to get it. Some people have been around. You see what I'm saying? Because I always say people who've actually been through funding, they know that vendor trade line stuff is a bunch of malarkey. Like they know that because they like, nah, I've been in business. I've been trying to do this, and I know that vendor trade line is not going to get me what it is I ultimately want. So going back to what I said, so the reason why your personal credit is looked upon very closely is because the lender is not, once again, they're not verifying what it is you make. So they're going by, have you been a good steward of your personal profile, your personal credit profile? Because you can't make X amount of dollars and totally neglect your personal credit. It don't really add up. Normally when people get into a financial crunch, whereas they don't have a lot of liquid money come in, what happens is they go to credit. And so they use that credit to stay afloat. And then what happens is puts them behind the 8 ball. Yes. So Randy got it. Yes, they look at how responsible you are with your credit. Exactly. So that is why the fastest way to get to funding, if you ultimately are saying, I want business funding to be able to invest in real estate or have capital for my business, leveraging personal credit is the way to go. It's the only way. Everybody on the internet, everybody on social media is saying, I want business credit with no PG. No PG is meaning that I personally, as a person, do not want to guarantee any credit and debts my business have. But understand what that criteria is. You need to have solid financials. Some lenders will say you need to, now every lender is different, but you need to be bringing in on a consistent basis. I'm not talking about you hit it out of the park one good month. I mean, on a consistent basis, have you been making between $10,000 and $15,000 a month? And that's on the low end. Then on top of that, do you have financial statements? Now, banks understand this. There's a lot of people on the internet that want to sell you on. They have the tricks of the trade. They've cracked the code. Ladies and gentlemen, FICO is the scoring algorithm that gives you your score. The bureaus are the ones who keep your data. FICO is so um, in tuned with artificial intelligence. They spend billions of dollars catering to corporations that make billions and trillions of dollars, because lenders realized that back in 2007, if you remember the whole ninja loans, no income, no job, no assets. After that happened, lenders put things in place along with FICO, begin to build software so lenders can do a better job at making sure if they give a person loans or a business, that they can handle what is being given to them. It's no person on the internet, social media, telling you they've cracked the code. There's no human smarter than artificial intelligence. So when you have people who are selling you on, I've cracked the code, I have a way of getting you 15, 20,000 or more in business funding, and you don't have to have no PG, and you don't have to leverage your personal credit, and your business don't have to have no money. They are selling you a bag of goods. And that's why people will come to me and say, hey, I've been trying this, I'm trying this, and I can't get nowhere. That, ladies and gentlemen, is why vendor trade lines will never. Now, if you're on that road, maybe you'll eventually get there. You may, but there's another way. And that's what people don't realize. There's another way. That's why when I work with people, and people will come to me and they will say, I don't understand this. I'm not quite getting this. I don't know why this is happening. It's because you haven't been told the rules of the game. It's not just, this is my credit score and help me get funding. That's why I always say, and I know I don't want to go on that tangent because that's really another video that I can do. That's why credit repair to me doesn't work. Not what's being done now these days. Because anyone can write a particular letter to have a whole bunch of stuff removed off a person's credit report. And so now that person really thinks they're doing something with a 780 credit score, and it's nothing on there but one open sky card for $500. And then they want to get mad at me because they're not funding ready. 90% of the people come to me, you're not funding ready. It's not a matter of, this is my credit score. It's more to it. So I understand this is not regularly talked about on the internet. Everybody is rehashing the same thing. Vendor trade lines, store cards, and then eventually you will get there. And so for the next couple of weeks, that's what I'm going to be sharing with you. I'm going to be dispelling a lot of what you been hearing. So Randy Williams says, what do you think is a good thing to use your credit to get cash? Bank it and pay a small amount. I mean, it really depends. I mean, if a loan, I mean, I can't really make it because it says, what do you think it good to use your credit to get cash loan, bank it, pay small. I mean, it sounds like you're saying, is it good to get a bank loan, pay a small amount in a short period of time, and continue to do, it depends on what the strategy is. If the business itself can qualify for a business loan and pay it, sky's the limit. I mean, you're already you're already on a good track because the business itself can do it. But then if you're saying, if you get a personal loan and I guess funnel it into the business, that could possibly work too if it's done the right way. But understand that personal loan which is on your personal credit, is not going to show on your business. But there are ways that I teach people, whereas you could still leverage that, but you just got to be doing it the right way. So I hope I understood the question. So, so that, I mean, sky's the limits with strategies, because at the end of the day, that is what it's going to take for a person to get the funding that they want. Most people are just doing tactics. They hear a tactic here, they hear a tactic there. They don't quite understand how it all fits together. And I know when I do consultations, that's really a lot of what happens. I heard this tactic, I heard that tactic. They don't quite understand how it all comes together. And that only, can frustrate you, because you know that your goal is to get to that cash and credit trade lines, but you still just trying a few little tactics that are out there. So, I mean, as we approach 2021, now is the time to really get yourself in position. If you spent 2020 or 2019 and you still wondering, how does this work? Like, I'm not quite, getting it. I've been doing this vendor trade line thing for a minute. I'm not quite getting to the money. And no, let me explain to you what I don't do. And I see a lot of this on the internet. I'm not going to say, hey, go fill out a Navy Federal Credit Union card. And if you don't get approved, you're going to call the reconsideration line. That's not what I do. What I do is I really work with real lenders. I personally have a professional relationship with, and what it is that once I'm clear on what it is that you want to do and how I can help, then we put a plan strategy in place. The one thing I want to know, most people, when they come to me and they do a consultation, they always say, well, this is my credit score. Am I ready for funding? And I always say, 9 times out of 10, you're not. I've been doing this long enough. I've yet to find someone who is funding ready. And funding ready is not a credit score. So understand, it's not based on credit score. It's a lot of things. It's how you set up. It's how you run your business. What your personal credit profile looks like. And so it's a lot of things. So what I notice is that 90% of the people who come to me, and I want to say almost 96%, are not funding ready. So there is work to do. So it's not a case of, this is my credit score, what do I have to do? Because this is what I tell people. If you truly feel like you are funding ready, you don't need me then. I always tell people, we'll go ahead and get the funding. But what I'm noticing is people are like, well, what is the missing piece? Because I seem to have the credit. I may even have the income, but I'm not seeming to get to the funding goals that I want. And so, okay, there you go, Araya. Buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. There you go. Hello. They have a Duns Number Corp and a few trade. So Nate Owens said, I have a Duns Number Corp and a few trade lines and a business bank account, but how can I apply with or for business credit, not under my personal credit? Nate, that is what this whole live was about. So what you're going to have to do is watch the replay after this is over, because I just for about 20 minutes went into about how that trajectory, that train that you're on, is eventually not going to take you to the destination that you're trying to get to. So Nate is like so many other people. They've been sold, I have the trade lines, I have the business bank account, and I want the business credit, not under my personal credit. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, people want the cash and credit, but they're in a space where they're kind of chasing their tail. So Nate, this live is for you. I really recommend for you to watch the replay, because you are like so many other people. Like I said, that the road and trade train that you're on is not going to get you there. And so Araya said, buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. That is great, Araya. I totally get that too. So I'm already 24 minutes in. Thanks for joining me. Like I said, trying up this new setup. I know I have some Facebook people here, and I'm not normally on Facebook, normally on YouTube, but if you're on Facebook, check me out on YouTube. I have over 600 plus videos talking about this topic: business credit, real estate, personal credit. So just go to YouTube, put in my name, which is right on the Facebook page, Lorelia Brown-Phillips, to learn more. And if you want to talk, especially someone, Nate Owens, Randy, maybe even Araya, if you want to, need some help with your funding goals to be able to leverage business funding to invest in real estate, go to helpmegetbizfunding.com. Okay, Randy, yes, watch the replay. Okay. Oh, wow. So Randy is from St. Thomas. I thought that was a U.S. territory. So I believe it is St. Thomas. But so yeah, and then the people on YouTube, I know I have some YouTube watchers as well. The links will be below this video. Like I said, they should be there, but they definitely will when it finish processing. But it's always a pleasure. So I'm looking my goal, and I know okay, so Randy did say it is a U.S. territory, but it's different. I get you. So my goal is to at least try to do these every day. But if not, out of 7 days a week, my goal is to at least do 5 days. That's my goal for the new year, because I've realized that a lot of information is needed. There's a lot of misinformation. And I can always tell based on the conversations and the frustrations that many investors as well as business owners have with trying to navigate the space of funding and being able to leverage it to invest in real estate. So once again, like I said, you can go to www.helpmegetbizfunding.com, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.